We're live. We here.
Indeed, we are.
We here. Hey, quick story time. PSA to
Let's go
everybody.
ahead and
We're gonna
pop it off,
start it.
brother.
We're gonna start it just like this. I ain't got no banner for it. I don't care. Y'all just listen. Okay. God wanted us to do this today. at the exact time you set and everything. I just want you to know that. Okay.
Talk
Because
to me, brother.
when you was handling your business, I already had things to do today. That's why I tried to get the schedule for a certain time. But when you was handling your business, my things started to come up, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do that. We're not gonna do this today. We got time tomorrow morning, something like that for the game. We'll get this together. Man, I'm probably like 10 minutes from the house, nowhere close to my destination. I get pulled over. And he pulled me over for an expired tag. But the crazy part about me having an expired tag is I just got my fucking car.
Huh?
Exactly. Bro, I got my car in January. They said 45 days to send me my plate and obviously my tag.
Right.
They send me my tag and it has February, my birthday. But it's not for this year, right? It was for last year, which is absurd to me because you sent it to me after my birthday.
Right.
So why not just send
really
me the one
government
for this
fucked you.
year? Really? Right.
Right. And
right.
then double fucked you.
Exactly.
For lack of better words.
Man, yeah, for lack of a better word. So he did let me off with a warning. Because I told him he was a young guy, about our age, probably understood. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He probably understood a little bit. So I was like, cool. That's fine by me. Feel me? But
well, hey, look, brother. At least you made it out that traffic jam alive and well.
That's what I was about to say. But the PSA to the people is heed your warnings. Okay? Because I could have still, he said, have a good weekend. I could have went on about my day. You know where I came? Home. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. It's over for today. I'm in the house. Oh, yeah. I learned my lesson and it wasn't even given to me. You feel me?
Hey, look though. I'm over here laughing like my shit not expired. My birthday was in March.
Right. Nigga, what? You better hit the Kroger or the something, get them tags.
Hey, so when you said that, it was like God, like, all right now.
Hey, this was meant for everybody to hear. This was meant for everybody. Hey, if they get you or whoever else is watching, hey, y'all was supposed to be God. I'm just saying that. This was your God PSA. This was your note from God. I was the example today. You feel me? That was how it had to be. That's why I said.
And he didn't tax you neither. So that was really everybody's warning and everybody's message to go get your tags.
Yeah, or just double check. Just make sure. Even if just go double check. Just go look at the back of your car.
Just for
see what year it's
just for the hell of it.
Just for the hell of it, my boy. But that was my little PSA for today, man. We can get into it. Celtics win finals game 1, 107-89. Straight smoked them boys, ran them off the court. Man, how you feel about that? Your reactions?
Hey, I wish I could have everybody come into the room and tell you, but I literally called it out. I said I think game 1's gonna get ugly. And I said from the jump, I think that Dallas is going to run into the same matchup problems that they faced when they played against OKC. The problem is they're playing a souped up version of OKC. So if you were like, they were like a hot breath away from losing that series. You know what I mean? So when I look at Boston, and another thing that Boston did really well was they attacked the mismatch every single time down the court, bro. Like they went at, first of all, they attacked Luka. Bam.
Yeah, I did see that.
They attacked Luka bad.
He was moving a little bit in the first quarter, though, man. I ain't gonna lie. He was gonna get a little credit from me in the first.
Bro, let me tell you what Luka does. And this is how he fools the world. Luka cuts off the first move. After that, it's over. You can do whatever you want.
Absolutely.
He'll get look. He gonna give you a first move cut off, and he gonna give you a back tap. And then after that, he's not rotating for
us. Oh yeah, no.
He's now rotating. So
if that shot didn't go up, yeah, it's over. I feel.
No, it's over. It's over. So it didn't surprise me. I thought, and even at the very beginning of the game, like even when it was kind of close at the beginning, I said, "Oh, this is gonna get ugly." Like I told Balaji, I said, "This is gonna get ugly." He's like, "Why you said that?" I'm like, "Look, everything Dallas is shooting, they're working dumb hard for. Everything Boston shooting, they just weren't making at first in the first quarter." I was like, "They're getting everything they want though, like every single thing that they want." So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all. KP came in and pretty much single-handedly ended that game.
Cook.
Yeah, he pretty much ended that game himself. And from then on, everybody was just a matter of maintaining the lead.
I don't think, back to the KP point, I don't think he's going to play like that constantly. But if he gives any kind of resemblance of that, this one's over. Mm-hmm. This one's cooked. Mm-hmm. My Mavs at 6, I don't think we got your prediction or mine publicly. So mine was Mavs at 6. And it definitely ain't happening if he play like that.
Mm-mm. And even on the other end of the court, like, people don't realize how big he is. Like, let's say even if he's not scoring, bro, Boston was one shot, rebound, gone. Like Dallas was getting second chance shots. Everything was difficult as hell the entire game for him, and that's not going to change. That Boston team, everybody plays defense. They're like, they tried to attack Al Horford, which is, kind of, but they don't have that person that, and then they rotate like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Boston, so even like Drew Holiday, I don't know if you've seen it when he said it.
He said the white guy's guard.
He said even the
white guy's guard. Yes, sir.
So, I mean, I just think that they're going to, I don't think 2 people would be enough to beat this Boston team. Like, I don't think 2 people checking up all these shots are going to be enough to beat this Boston team 4 out of 7 games and essentially 4 out of the next 6 games.
I feel that. Do you feel like they really chucking? Because I feel like even out of that OKC series, Derrick Jones Jr. went from averaging 7 to averaging 17. Like, things like that kind of matter to me. I don't think it's just going to be them 2 guys chucking shots. I think it's going to have to be timely makes from PJ and Derrick Jones Jr. so that I don't help as hard. Like, I'm probably still going to give him that shot, but we just know as basketball players, like, that's my matchup. I'm not going to continue to slide over so early. You know what I'm saying? If he knocking his shot.
I honestly think their game plan was to let Luka do whatever, because he had 1 assist. So it was let Luka do Luka and shut everybody else off for this game. And because Luka's not going to beat Boston by himself. The Boston's not that kind of team. They're not going for that.
I disagree. I think if they play him that way, like if they play him the same way, let Luka get it all, I think he's gonna attempt to go for 50. And that's when, you know what I'm saying, things get what up, Frey? That's when things get a little crazy. Because he's gonna figure it out for himself. And I think the 1 assist thing came more from, them not making shots more than him not putting him in positions to make shots. You feel me?
Did you see any open shots that I was like, oh shit, they should knock it down?
Yes.
Like it wasn't a lot.
It wasn't a whole bunch of them, but yeah, I mean, especially at certain points, especially for Kyrie, especially at certain points in the game, like when they was making that run and they went down 11, they went down 8. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Kyrie had open looks to cut it to 5. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. It just be like, they not falling right now, and but you're wide open. These are good looks. You're just missing.
Well, I know it's what shots you talking about, and a lot of those were just transition shots. They didn't get any good looks really from the set. Like they got good looks from moving in transition, ball swinging, never reset. But when Boston's defense was back and set up, they weren't really giving Dallas anything. And another thing is, I think they're cool with Luka doing whatever, because they're wearing Luka ass out on the other end of the court. Everybody is just hunting him. He got hunted the entire time. And I think he eventually gonna get tired. But at the same time, bro, Luka gonna be Luka. Like he's going to get his. He's going to get his. But see, that's my point. You could beat Dallas with Luka being Luka. The reason OKC lost to Dallas was because of the other guy, PJ. PJ Washington. Those guys, like if PJ Washington was giving 20 points, you lost.
Yeah, and he was 0 from 3 last game. Like, just things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that even confidence-wise, that kind of takes a change on the game. Like, bro, it's the finals and you ain't hit a jumper yet. You might start to feel away. You're already nervous. So it's just be like, oh, my shot not dropping. You know what I'm saying? What else can I do? So they either got to figure out ways to be impactful besides hitting wide open shots, because that's what they're gonna give you all series, or you got to hit them open shots. I think that's it. Like, that's your ultimatum, in my opinion, for them.
I mean, I just personally think that, like, I think that people kind of got a little too lost in the Luka Kyrie storyline from the Western Conference Finals and really forgot just how good this Boston team is. Like, when I seen their numbers, I think they had the most games in NBA history winning by more than 25 points this year, some crazy stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this team actually does not have a weakness. You know what I mean? Like, they actually are strong top to bottom.
Because the same way you got a stat like that, I could say they played 10 Western Conference teams over that won 50 games or more, and they went 5-5. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but to me, that's empty. That's empty stuff, though. That's empty stuff. It ain't no telling whether that's back to back, who played, who didn't play.
Well, to me, that 25 thing could be empty too, because we know it's a lot of bad teams in this league.
Yeah, but you don't break a historical record and say that you're just beating bad teams.
I mean, kind of.
But they did it over like 25
we would have to look it up and see. I think 25 is a stretch, but we would have to look it up and see.
Whatever it is, they did it more than any other team.
Yeah, for sure. But if you beat Charlotte, if you play Charlotte 4 times this year, you beat them by 25 3 out of the 4 times.
But you're just making you go look at who they beat.
That's why I said we don't have to go look at it for sure.
But you're still winning by 25. Like, that's a lot of points to be winning by, and you've won the most games by 25.
I feel
Frazier, I hear you, but bro, they were 18 games above the next person. Like, we acting like shit was close. It wasn't.
I feel you, but I mean, and then shit. I mean, the Bucks was 31-13 before they hired Doc Rivers. Let's just.
I mean, but that's the Bucks. The Bucks did that. The Bucks did that as
well. I feel. I mean, we kind of touched on it, but what do you think the Mavs could do to turn this one around, if anything?
They got to get the other guys involved more. In my opinion, like you, and like I said earlier, I do not think that you're going to beat this Boston team by yourself. Like, I don't think that that's going to happen. So I think that you have to, like, one of those guys, like either a PJ Washington or a Derrick Jones or somebody else has to get going to lay off this, because that Boston Avalanche, it can get ugly. Like, it can get ugly quick too, because Boston also shoots a lot of threes. So I do think that Mavs are going to have to get, somebody else has to get going.
About that.
Yeah, somebody else is going to have to get going in order to turn things around. And they got to get stops. I mean, because they were, and it wasn't like Boston was working hard for their points. Everything was just kind of like they were getting everything they wanted. So, but I think a lot of that has to do with the guys not being involved on the other end.
I feel that. Man. Okay, I can't give you exact how they turn it around besides making shots, bro. To me, that's kind of what it came down to a little bit. like Frey said, the Black Native American got to step up. Kyrie was awful. You know what I mean? And he's the only one on that team that's been there before. So even from a leader standpoint, you got to be better. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. Like I told you, PJ was 0 from 3. Derrick Jones Jr., I don't expect you to hit many, but I mean, I need a few, or give me that high intensity defense that you was playing before. Don't fail me now. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't start to act like y'all have the most pressure on y'all or whatever. You know what I mean? That's how I kind of feel. Like, to me, as a role player, you should, and your role is understood that you're a role player on a team like this, where 2 guys is gonna take most of the shots. I think, like, your nerves should be calm at all times. Pressure not on you. I gotta go play defense, and I gotta go hit these open shots. The shots I work on all the time. The shots I was hitting the series before and the series before. Now my defensive matchup, hey, that's way different than what I've been playing. But I think the only way they really turn that around is people got hit shots. I mean, like I said, I think the Luka 1 assist thing came strictly off people not hitting shots. That is,
I mean,
we know he passed the ball, but it did say he only had I think it was 7, like, because they do potential assists in like these analytics and whatnot.
Because they was barring everybody up. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they was cutting them lobs off for sure. Because Dallas had the most lobs by, I think it was by like 40, bro. I think the closest they threw like 65. I think the closest next team threw like 15 to 20. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Boston just cut that kind of water off. You know what I'm saying? That's dead. Y'all not getting these oops, and that led to a lot of transitions. So I think Luka's smart, and I think Jason Kidd has the coaching advantage. Just my personal opinion. I think he has the coaching advantage, so I think he'll find ways to.
I think Jason Kidd helped them lose that game.
You think so? In what way?
Because the way he ran that defense it didn't make no sense. They were getting killed on the glass, then they went smaller, and all they were doing was they were bringing a smaller man to help rotate over off the drive, and like everything was just wide open. They were dunk. Drew Holiday was in a dunker position getting wide open layups.
I saw that, and he was. Drew Holiday also posted up PJ Washington.
And Derek White was in the dunker position too. And a number 2 thing that I also got to say is Kyrie Irving didn't have that good of a series against OKC neither. You know why? See, Luka's fine because Luka's huge and his body's big, so he could really kind of counteract anything. Boston, just like OKC, really have the bodies to throw at Kyrie. Like, if I'm not mistaken, to start the game off, Drew was on Kyrie, and we all know what Drew do.
Yeah, but I don't.
I know what's gonna say. Kyrie missed a lot of open shots. That was the third quarter where he never even got the chance to get his rhythm due to the first. He was losing the ball. He was losing handle of the ball.
And he was probably nervous too. Tatum came out and said he was nervous. I mean, I think the nerves on the final stage is for the star players. The same way I just said, like, the role players shouldn't even have no nerves. Like, you know what I'm saying? They shouldn't feel no type of way because it's all on the star players to me. So I think it is a little bit, especially with him being back in Boston, it was a little bit of nerves. But I don't know. I'm not worried about that first loss. If that's how I'm gonna sum it up. I'm not worried about it series wise. I also think Boston kind of showed their hand. I think they showed what they're gonna do, and that is what we're gonna do the whole time. And I think sometimes you gotta be prepared for an adjustment off your adjustment. So like once they adjust, you have to be prepared to make that adjustment. And I think sometimes that don't just happen in game. And I think it can cost you a game. Same way you said Jason Kidd cost him a game. I feel like it could cost you a game trying to make in-game adjustments when it should have already been kind of.
I've just never seen Dallas play a different brand of offense, and I don't like. I agree with Justin. They play too much ISO ball to beat this Boston team. Like, and I really do agree with that. Like when I watch it, I just don't see PJ Washington and Derrick Jones and Gafford being enough to compete with the rest of that Boston team. That Boston team is good as hell. Like that Boston team has a really good lineup. Like Derrick White, people forgot about Derrick White. Derrick White could go to another team and average probably about a cool 5 to 6 more points. Like they don't really have any. They all play defense. They all can score. They all can knock down a 3. They all rotate. Like it's a lot that they have to deal with, and I've just never seen Dallas change their brand of basketball.
I feel what you're saying. I think Boston is a lot more dangerous with Porzingis, and I mean that's obvious. But I think that is what puts them over the edge, in my personal opinion. Like I don't think they are these super niggas until he come on the court. To me, he'll fight that, protect the rim, and stretch the floor with 4 more guys who, like you said, can guard and score and create their own shot too. So, you know what I'm saying? You got 5 guys who create their own shot. One big that you're going to funnel it into that's going to protect the rim. Then you got your 6'10", top 7 player in the NBA. You got your 6'7", top 15 guy in the NBA.
Yeah, top 10,
12 to 15 guy in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel you for sure.
That's why I said they too much. Like, and to me, Boston is substantially better than OKC right now. So,
absolutely.
And that's what I'm saying. OKC could have if it wasn't for Derek Lively Jr. in that game 7, OKC would have won that game. Like, they just got killed on the glass, murdered. Derek Lively murdered them towards the back end of game 7. But outside of that, like, I don't think that Boston's not going to have that same issue. So for that reason, I do think that they're going to have. I don't see them winning the series.
I feel you. I think that rebounding thing can be changed a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. That rebounding thing can be changed because they usually teams with point guards like Luka, like Bron, like Russ, Ben Simmons. The best thing for us is to let you get the rebound. So you are gonna initiate the offense anyway. If you get the rebound, when we just run these lanes, you're probably gonna find us quick points, whatever. Versus us getting the board and having to give it to you. And then now we, instead of a 5-on-4, we're 4-on-4 because I'm behind the ball too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that'll start to change. Jason Kidd trying to start controversy with his JB comment. Got to stir the pot, JC says. Frey. And speaking of that, that was our next topic, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all already know what's going. Jason Kidd said Jaylen Brown is the Celtics' best player.
Oh, he's stirring the pot.
I 100% agree.
He's stirring the pot.
Now we had this debate last time we was on here.
But it's not a matter of whether agree or don't agree.
It's not even whether or not. Yeah, it's whether or not that's true or not. He's actually lying. He's doing but I actually think, like, the crazy thing is, I think this is the first time that, like, everybody just kind of knew it. So maybe most people think that statement is outlandish.
Yeah.
Because, like, the moment he said it, everybody was like, yeah, he lying, bro. You just trying to start a pot. Like, you trying to, like, Tatum
said. He played really well, though. He did.
Yeah. You got to know who we dealing with. This is the same guy that was at a timeout told his own player to run into him so he could spill water on the court.
Yeah.
So he can get a playoff. Like, come on, bro. We talking about an evil genius right now.
Yeah. No, that was trying to create something. He's seeing something that he's trying to keep playing on. But one thing I can tell about JB right now, though, is he does look like he's playing with something else to prove. Like, I could literally see him. First of all, hold on, Frey. I'm gonna get to Frey what Frey said. I don't think nobody drove to the paint harder than what I was seeing JB drive last game. Game 1, that nigga drove and he used all of his thigh and knee and calf and ankle to jump every time. Like, he jumped and he does a really good, like, he attacks the hell out of the basket. Now, hold on, I'm gonna let you get Frey. I don't really see, like, that game got so ugly so fast that it's hard to really gauge, because it was like you up 25, like what like you
getting double from jump.
Yeah,
I like it's not earlier. I don't know what
about JB playing well, KP playing well to me, and he already playing down low. So that's all. He already doing a lot of banging. So I'm sure they just probably like, if everybody else hooping and we up by 20, now what if he start hogging and fuck up the momentum? So I think at this point he done lost so much. It's like, okay, win. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's just win. And that's what he said. That's what he said after the game. And another thing is too, they have him doing. I don't know if y'all paid attention. He is the main facilitator on that team, not Jrue Holiday. Like, he is the main facilitator to the point where I thought he passed out too much in game 1. I thought he was trying to get too many people involved.
I think that's a part of the way they guard him.
Oh, they throwing doubles.
We doubling off rip. Every time you touch this, ain't no ISOs, ain't no one-on-ones, bro. You're not getting no type of rhythm. So that automatically is just like, all right, bro. Every time I go left, here come a double. Every time I go right, here come a double. Shit, I could either shoot it or drive, know this double coming, and then pass it. And then the few times they don't decide to double, now you done passed out a look.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at his performance. Like, somebody said that to me the other day. Well, no, today. I was actually talking about it today. Somebody said that to me, like, oh, your boy only had such points. I was like, nobody had more than 22. That's two more shots, and he's tied for game high. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't tripping off that. He also he had eight boards, 6 assists, something like that. Like he still
he had like I think he had
double
like
digit
12 boards. He got the double.
Yeah. So it's like, all right.
And like you said, they was up so big, so early. And see, another thing, when people see when that Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum conversation like people like I already know, y'all know, but like the casual person is not taking into account that he's like, as soon as Tatum got the ball, there was another body flying that way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's not the same when you the number 2.
No, it's not the same at all.
That's why his lanes was so open to attack, because he Boston swing quick.
Yeah, agreed.
But to JB credit, he attacked the hell out of the paint when he got it. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Everybody just doing what they needed to do. To me,
I was about to say everybody doing their part. So how you feel about game 2? Boston is known for letting this one slide. They known for letting game 2 go.
Boston's good for one of them. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's going to be game 2. I think they win game 2 in a close one. Game 3 is going to be what tells me all I need to know for this series, in my opinion. So game 2, I'm going with Boston in a lot closer game. Just because I think some of those guys, I mean, you just got whooped. So I know they're going to come out with a whole different level of aggression, but don't let them weather that early, because it might get ugly again.
No, I feel that. I don't know, bro. I don't have no confidence in the Celtics. It's not even because of their talent. It's literally but it's also not even that, bro. They just don't have no, like, the heart of a champion, the dog that we look for. I don't see it nowhere. I mean, you see it from JB, but then it's also like he not your best player. So I don't know. I don't feel it. That's how I feel. I don't feel like they got the heart of a champion.
They lost 2 games all playoffs.
Yeah, They earned the right to do that. Let me say that. Before I talk about how weak their road was, they earned the right to get the weak road.
Yeah, so number 1 seed.
Right. You feel me?
And like I keep telling people,
or am I not seeing? I'm not. It just ain't. It ain't there.
Yeah, I was about to say, Justin, them niggas look crazy out there to me. Like I can't lie. They look crazy out there to me.
It's just talent wise. I don't know. And then 4 games.
Too,
That's 4 games in Indy. Go 4 games in Indy. We down there. What, 7 points or less in 3 of them? Like I don't know. I don't feel it. I see what y'all are saying, but I don't feel it.
I feel it. In Indiana, I can't lie. Indiana's like the offense they run is productive. They had like the number. They was like a top 5
number 1 scoring offense.
Yeah. So like, you know, they get up and down just like how Boston get up and down, and that creates like matchups. They move the ball.
Yeah.
Something that Dallas does not do. So that's what I'm saying. Like everything, like if you think you're gonna ISO beat this Boston team, you've lost your mind. You gotta that ball gonna have to move around. And I don't think that Dallas runs their offense like that. So I don't think that that gets done.
I don't know. I just don't, like I said, I don't feel it, but it's not like a feel thing. Maybe you're right. I just need to see it, but it's like, I don't know. Maybe they play down to their level of competition. I don't see it.
I mean, a win is a win. Like,
I'm not mad at it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not mad at it.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it, but it's just, I don't feel it. I don't see it. I don't feel it. Like talent gets you.
They broke the record.
Talent gets you a lot of places.
Blowouts. They lost 2 games all finals. I don't know. And the thing is,
in the 73-9 Warriors,
but like they have so many guys. They have so many guys that everybody just needs to play their part. Nobody has to be fucking front because they don't need that. And honestly, that might be the reason why they lose if somebody was to try to do that. You have so many dudes on that team that I think that as long as everybody just do what they do throughout the course of the game, they'll pretty much beat anybody.
I feel what you're saying, and I feel what you're saying, JC. It's not.
You just gotta see
it's not even about blowing people out. It ain't even really about that. It's just, bro, for y'all to keep telling me how good this team is and how much better they are than everybody else, this shouldn't be a conversation for some of these games. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think
they're that much head and shoulders above everybody, bro. I
don't think that's fair because see, when Bron don't catch no hell, Bron don't catch no hell for losing to them Golden State teams with KD, right? But that same Golden State team with KD really could have lost to Houston in the round before,
and they could have lost to Kawhi.
Did they have any business in that case with that same?
Did they have?
I'm making the same point. Like you saying that when they played the Pacers, they barely beat the Pacers, blah, blah, blah. But that Golden State team barely beat Houston. They could have lost to San Antonio if Kawhi didn't get hurt. So good teams, that's going to happen. It's not a matter of whether you won by. It's a matter of if you won. Because if I won 4 games,
we know better than that too. We know better than that too, bro. Come on, bro. We know better than that.
Hold on.
We also
if
know
I won 4 games in a row, if I won 4 games in a row by 1 point, what just happened to you? You just got what?
I got swept, but you
got swept. And that's all they always talk about.
You also understand eye test too. You also get it. You also get what that looks like. You know you do.
So that's why I'm confused on why you acting like the Pacers is just some regular team as if they didn't average the most points.
Yeah, but the guy who helped them do that also didn't play.
I mean, the guy who also helped them do that also didn't play a good quarter of the season, and they continued the same pace.
No, though.
Yeah.
There was an extreme difference in they style of play. Not even a style of play, but their effectiveness with and without Tyrese Halliburton.
Pacers PPG without Halliburton. I gotta see this.
Hey, well, we just don't want to believe what we see. Take it at face value. They just the best. I'm not. Okay. I guess y'all just don't get it. But
they went above 5. They played 13 games without them.
Put it in better terms for you, JC. So I just let y'all have that one, for lack of a better explanation in the way
they played 13 games without him and went above 500. They scored 144, 134, 133, 104, 109, 112, 109, 105, 126, 110, and 116. Bro, they still they're gonna put them points up, bro. It's just their offense.
I get what you're saying, but if you take somebody's best player off the floor, bro, that's gonna make a difference in the game. Especially when the team is already head and shoulders better than you. If I take my best player off the lesser team, it's not gonna work out. It's not gonna go well. In these games,
okay, a lot closer than they should have been. We played Pebblebrook, when we played Pebblebrook, Colin was the best player on the floor on their team, right? Mm-hmm. But when we played Pebblebrook, the game that he wasn't there, that was the hardest game we ever had against him. Outside of that little region championship bullshit that we should have won anyway. But the game that he did not play against us was the hardest game we ever played against him.
Because it's harder to scout for a game when you're missing a player. But if I'm in a series and I know he's not coming back, it's hard. It is harder to scout a team when they missing their best player. Like, he gonna be gone one night. Anybody could do anything tonight. You know what I'm saying? This was one game. If y'all was playing a 7-game series against them, and he wasn't gonna make it the entire series, I guarantee y'all would have found a better way to defend this team, and it wouldn't even have been close.
Wait, so what did the Celtics just beat the Pacers in? How many games?
4.
So what are we talking about? I guess they didn't beat their ass enough for you, huh?
It's not even just the Pacers, but it's all right. That's what I'm saying. Y'all not getting the point. Like, y'all don't watch the games either. If y'all just see the game and it's like, oh yeah, Boston ramshacked through everybody.
I just watched Boston beat the shit out of Dallas. That still wasn't enough for you.
So what? And you saw Ant-Man and them beat Denver.
So, but how can you say so what?
And you saw them beat them by almost 50. What are you talking about?
How can you say so what to them beating Dallas ass when you crying about them not beating Pacers ass at all last series?
Bro,
it don't make sense.
I didn't say just the Pacers, but I was giving you that example because that's probably shit. Who else did they play? That might be. I ain't gonna say that's the weakest team they played. I gotta think about who they played. But
I mean, it's only been 2 rounds, and you the first seed, like you said, for a reason.
You earned that. You earned the right. That's why I said I'm not taking it away from them. But y'all know dominance when you see it. I think that's what it is. Y'all talking about them like they're dominant, and it just ain't that.
I mean, they have the most games won by 25 plus points in NBA history. So I don't know how much more dominant you could get, but that is very dominant.
Gotcha.
If I'm not mistaken, hold on. Let me see all the different records that they broke this year. Because they gave a whole list of it. Hold on. Boston Celtics 2024 team records. Because they broke a whole bunch of records this year, apparently.
So LeBron last year. Still got clown in the games. Was close. A sweep.
What happened?
Got it. I was reading
Jokic caught clown and then yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody cares about what you lost by. You just lost. Like, so they got the most points in Celtics history, the most home wins in team history, the most wins in a row this season, 50-point win, the most 50 points wins in NBA history, the most 40-point wins in NBA history, the most 30-point wins in NBA history.
You finna tell me all regular season things. We're in the finals now. That matters now.
I cannot believe you being that shallow right now.
I'm being dead ass. That doesn't matter.
They've lost 2 games in the playoffs, Judah. What you talking about?
That don't matter.
Next topic. What is the next topic? What is the next topic?
That don't really matter to me, man. Who the Lakers getting mad? Who the head coach? Who?
I mean, I will obviously want the coach that's been a coach before. Niggas like JJ Redick because he talked cool and shit on TV, but I would clearly want the coach that's been a coach that's clearly leading a very dominant program. People be like, oh, but what if it doesn't translate? Okay, fine, but what if the person who's never been a coach before doesn't translate too? Like, would you rather have the guy that showed tremendous success in one place as a coach already, or the guy who has never been a coach and then come into lead the most popular franchise in America? So, and then I do think the Lakers are about to go young soon. And I think that Hurley's relationship that he built with his players at UConn, if he can transfer that over, I think that's going to be amazing.
I think it's a facade. I don't think it's real. Anyway.
Oh, you know why I know it's real? They said he already had a full meeting with his players about the fact that it is real. He said he didn't want to hide it from them, but he said as of right now, business will proceed as usual.
I still don't think so. I still don't think it's real. To be honest,
what you mean? So you don't think he told his players that?
No, he can. You can, but the agreement that me and you have don't got to be understood by everybody else.
But what do you mean?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm confused.
So Hurley wanted to stay at UConn. He just wanted more money. That's all he wanted.
Right.
They wasn't trying to give him the money. They gave Gino the money for the women. They didn't give him no bread. He trying to get more bread. To me, this is we help each other. For the Lakers to feed their fan base and make it seem like we not going after a guy that ain't got no coaching experience because people was kind of down on the JJ thing. Hey, we got a coach that's been winning that we trying to get. Bro, the offer, I got to find it, bro. I think the offer said that it was like 8 years, $100 million.
Nah, it was 5. But I definitely don't think or 6. But I definitely don't think
or 6 for 100
at all.
But I just think I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a facade.
I ain't never seen no favor for a favor in this business type shit like that. Not with no coach.
I think it's a little media ploy for sure. I get what I want. You get what you want.
I do think that JJ Redick is valid, but I do think that Hurley is just as much of an option. Like I don't see that being their way of saying, oh, we're
try.
It's not like I mean, because I don't know what you've seen, but I've seen people fine with JJ Redick. So
I've seen Laker people be fine with it.
I mean, that's the only people. That's the only.
But not necessarily fans. No, but not necessarily fans though. I can't say I've seen all fans be happy about that. I've seen the people who work, the people who, well, I ain't gonna say work for the Lakers, but the media and things of that nature, they were on board with it because he's supposed to be baby Pat Riley, like Pat Riley Jr. That's what they feeling. That's what they said they was feeling from him. That's what they got. That's what they think they're gonna get out of him. Is a Pat Riley Jr. type of thing.
Because
I think that's what they want, in my opinion. Because you don't go. To me, it's just weird, bro. You don't go from he leading candidate, and I think we got the next Pat Riley to Yeah, we've been talking to this one dude for months and just didn't nobody know about it.
Well, I also think
And
that's a matter of whose reports you believe, whose reports you don't believe, who broke the news. Like, I think all of that also has to come into play with that. Because see, Hurley also said that because JJ really don't make sense. Like, but Hurley also said that he wants to come to the NBA. He's already been said that. Like, that was his. He wants to come to the NBA. And I'm not saying JJ wouldn't do a good job, but I just prefer a nigga that already had a job like that. That's all.
Man, I don't know. I'm not in full belief. The Lakers like media attention too much. To me, it's entertainment over basketball. I mean, basketball is a close second, but it's always been entertainment over basketball. So
there's ways to make news without that, though. Because I mean, like, even if
I don't think so. And they released it. They released it the game one of the finals. But yeah,
but to me, with that logic, all you're doing is causing more turmoil if you do hire JJ. That's how I view it. That's how I see it.
Possibly, but I'm saying, but to me, they answered.
Like, what the fuck y'all even tell me this for? Then.
But that's what I'm saying. I think the answer is we tried. I
tried. I don't think it's that.
If Hurley get a nice size contract from UConn and he go back, I think that's gonna be the explanation to Lakers fans. Like, oh, we tried. We didn't get it done, but we tried.
I don't know.
That's why I think it's fake, though. I think it's
I feel like if
one hand wash the other kind of thing.
If that's the case, I feel like you could make that argument for any other good option right now. To say that we tried.
I don't know. I just feel like that one go too much hand to hand. It might be purely coincidence, but it's too much. It's too much hand to hand.
I definitely think there's real, genuine, and true interest from Hurley. 1,000%. I don't see how you can say you want to dream of taking a coaching job in the NBA and you have the Lakers right here with LeBron, with Anthony Davis. I just don't see how
that is also what makes that job not so wonderful. So
but it also makes it. But what I'm saying is, there's no way you're just like.
But
there's just no way you're just like no. Like I just don't see that. I just don't see that. I'm sorry, especially with that money. Like that money mixed with the fact that you dream. He said that was his dream to be an NBA coach. Like
yeah, but he didn't say my dream was to coach the Lakers. He said my dream was to be an NBA coach.
But I'm not.
I'm saying in places like
he's taking it seriously.
I get what you're saying. And okay, I hear you. I'm hearing you out. But I'm just saying in bigger markets, if I say I want to be an NBA coach, bigger markets may not necessarily be for me when I first get there, is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like,
or you could just go somewhere
New York, LA, Chicago, it just may not be a thing. No, if I go to Charlotte and they average 10 wins and we get to 20, we on the up and up. We on the up and up. Shit.
I don't know about that is
progress. That is progress, and that will be looked at by the organization.
To
me, that'll be looked at the organization. That'll be looked at by the organization for sure. And I think that provides stability.
And then you lose that Charlotte job, and you have a career record of 72 and 326. Now let's go see what's next.
I agree.
You got to go somewhere.
You go to the Lakers, and then you get fired 2 years after you got the job. Then it'd be like, well, who's gonna give me a head coaching job anyway?
But let's say if you go to the Lakers with all of those pieces and you have the best position to win now, and then you win, then what? Because you only looking at it from a buzz perspective. It can.
Well, I don't think. Well, okay. Well, I mean, you might be speaking optimistically because you're a Lakers fan, but I don't see no boom in that, especially with team currently as constructed. So I don't see no. boom
my point being is I don't
That's why I'm looking at it like that, though.
But what I'm saying is, we're talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. We're not talking about the Portland Trailblazers or something. Like, even if LeBron or something left, the Lakers always and will always land a big star to continue moving forward because of the location and because of the money that they can offer. It's always going to happen. So, like, if you go to like Portland, your only chance of winning is if you build. Nobody's going to Portland. So like you gotta build that. So if that's what you prefer, that's what you prefer. But I'm saying there are just as many pros on the other side to go into a big market where you have that access to try to win, and you might have a shorter window, but you have a lot better chance to win and stay for a longer term. Because see, if you lose that Portland job, you're not getting another job. But if you lose that Laker job, you might land another job. It's a difference. Because see, you're not gonna be ass with the Lakers. You might have just underachieved. They're gonna look at that Portland record and say they ain't did nothing in 4 years. So it's different. It's pros and cons to both sides.
I think it would depend. I think it would 100% depend.
I can't even tell you. I think if
you in Charlotte or if you in Portland, like you're saying, and like I said, bro, if we only win 7 games a year. All right, you got it to 15. So then we went from 15, maybe go to 22. Then we go from 22, maybe we go to 27, maybe 30 by year 3. Still not good enough to make a playoff game by year 3 because we only 30 wins. But
so put it like this.
I just feel like there's also optimism in that where it's like your job should be safe because we're progressively getting better.
This is the Hornets coaching list. They're still getting them coaches in and out too because they suck. And they ain't got another.
I'm just saying 4 years better than 2 years, and I think Steve Clifford went to their last coach. I think he went to management. They didn't fire him. He got a promotion.
4 years is fine, but also outside of the Lakers, what other coaches really don't be getting more than like a year or two? Like most people get like 3 or 4 years.
How 3 to 4 is better than 1 to 2. If you come over here,
if they hire Hurley, they're gonna give him more than 1 year, Judah. They're gonna give him also more than 2
but
years.
if you give me 2, it's the same shit. You could fire me after the first one, or it doesn't really matter how many you give me if you can fire me right after. Like you're just still gonna have to pay me later. Like that's really it. I'm not gonna be the coach. You're just gonna pay me.
And that's what I seen too, Justin. They're saying, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not worried about that because I know the Lakers' plan, from what I understand, is to go young, and they're trying to utilize him for his relationship with the youth. Like that, obviously, he's really good at building relationships with his players. So I do think if the Lakers hire him for that money, unless they were just ass, he's not going anywhere. He wouldn't be going anywhere, in my opinion.
I feel it. I don't know. I'm still sold on it's not real. I'm 100% still sold on that. If it happened, it happened. That's cool. Not saying it won't happen, but
I don't think it will, but I definitely think it is real, though.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
But that's different from saying it's real or fake, though.
But that's what I'm. How real is it really? He really want to be here. We really want him, and we can't get him. Like, well, if he really want to be here and we really want him, why can't we? Why
you trying to make it seem like it's 1 + 1 = 2 when you talk about a nigga whole life. So like I do think there's obviously way more to it. You told
me this nigga dreams of being an NBA coach. He's really interested in the team, and the team wants him and willing to give him more money than where he came from just was offering him. It should be signed, sealed, delivered. It should be
to you. That's your priorities. But everybody else, like you got family, you got family you got to consider. You got to talk about your family wanting to move to these different places. It's a lot of different things you have to consider.
Bro,
you still got
family,
your team.
I have family that lives in Connecticut. I have family that lives in Connecticut. If I told them they can move to Los Angeles,
yeah, because
you got to uproot your whole family. You got to move to Los Angeles. They're going.
Yeah, because you're a nigga in Connecticut. Fuck.
Bro,
you're talking about white people in Connecticut. You're talking about rich white people in Connecticut.
I mean, yes, rich white people in Connecticut. Now you're finna be a rich white man in LA, bro. It's just
no. I mean, but it's a lot different between
cold. You're not gonna be cold during the summer.
Judah, there's a lot difference being a regular black person in Connecticut than being a regular black person in LA. So yes, your family will up and go to LA because you're getting the fuck out of Connecticut. But a white person might not be in a rush to get out of that space. And like I said, you still got a team. You still got your whole team. Like, it's stuff to consider. Like, I'm sure he loves his team. I'm sure he loves that school. I'm sure he loves where he's at. So it's not like just, oh yeah, I'm up, fuck these niggas. Like, nah, I'm sure it's more to it than that. Just because you would do that does not mean that other
people it's not even that. But if you telling me everything
Justin, I think you might want to 3-peat.
everything that I wanted. It's
me
not
too.
Even,
me too, Justin.
Everybody not moved by money. So then if that's the case, I don't think we'd be having this conversation either. If money wasn't the issue for him, there wouldn't be no conversation. Like, he wants to get paid more by UConn. That is, money is the issue. Not that I just want to leave. Money is the issue. So if somebody's giving me more and I get to live my dream of becoming an NBA coach, why wouldn't I take that versus staying in UConn?
Because I just sat here, like, because you're only thinking about money. Like, I'm telling you that people's lives and thought process is bigger than just the money. I understand that you understand the only thing that you know that he wants is money. That's the only thing that you know that he wants.
So he should have accepted it. That's all I'm saying. If you love your team so much, right? Just hear me out. If you love your team so much, right? You love where you live.
I hear you. I just think it's shallow.
I don't. If you love the team, I think it's not as hard as it's being made to be. If you love the team you love the city and the state that you're in, and money is not an issue, why don't you re-sign with UConn instead of asking for a pay raise and then saying I'll sign? Like, it's the
you don't think
if the money was right, he would have signed. So
you don't think he's considering everything that you just said for the reason why you wouldn't want to take it? You don't think that none of these things are thoughts in his head right now? Like, although
I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying if it sounds pretty cut and paste. And if everything line up with what you want, then you should do it. If you want to be LA and you want to be a coach and you want to get paid more, that is an option for you. If money doesn't matter and you love where you are and you love the city and you love how people treat you here and you've built something here, stay. It's that simple.
No. Money, because we can't act like he's not gonna get bread from both spots. Like, that's one might be a little bit more. Put it like this: I'll go somewhere for a little less money if it's a little easier. So it's not about where the hell is the most money at? Because it's not just simple like to me, Justin, I agree with Justin. It is much more in-depth of a decision than just the money and if it's just money, let me get the money and go. I definitely think it's way more to it than that. And I can just start there.
I'm not saying it's not way more to it than that, but if that is the thing that's keeping you from re-signing here in this place that you love, you built, we could three-peat, we've established, I love these kids, I love the school, I love the program. If money is the tipping point for you, then money has to be an issue. It has to be.
I never said it's not, but you're trying to make.
No, that's not the only thing he's thinking. The only thing you can say has to be the priority. That has to be his priority. If he already didn't sign it, if my life is perfectly fine, and y'all are gonna give me bread, but it's just not enough.
You're ignoring all the people that he loved. The team, like you're just thinking money. Money.
I'm not. You keep saying all the people he loved and the team he loved. It's all right there for you. It's right here for you.
Why his dream is also right here. You act like that's not a big fucking decision.
Right, my dream is right here. Which one matters more to me? That's
what he's thinking about, dude. That's what I'm saying.
No. But it sounds like it all come down to money. That's what it sounds like. If I got my dream right here and I got the people I love and I got everything that I built and
love. The only reason why you know that is because you read a report. You read a report that said the nigga want money. What I'm saying is, I think you
also read the report that say he hasn't signed with UConn because he wants a raise and Gino got paid. Like this is the same thing. Right. So what are we talking about?
What I'm saying is, if you have another option there, Judah, you have to think bigger than that. Just because you have another option there with more money does not mean that you're doing the better thing for you, though. Like, you want more money in the right situation, Judah. Like, think bigger than that, bruh.
So you just told me one is only going to pay a little bit like a little bit more, right? Probably, because you're going to get a bag. One is probably going to play slightly more than the other, right?
Right.
So if I'm at UConn, I've built the program, the kids, I three-peat, all of that, and the money is only slightly off, it's not a decision for me. I'm not going to
three-peated yet.
To me, I'm not going to three-peat. I agree. That's what I'm saying. Three-peat on the line. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to take the Lakers job if the money is, you know what I'm saying? We're not even going to talk about that if the numbers is similar. The numbers are similar. You giving me a couple more million, bro. That don't matter. I like where I'm at.
But you're ignoring the fact that this is also his dream too. Like, this is something that he's dreamed about wanting to become. So how is that? See, I'm so lost on how you don't think that that's a big decision.
Cause I think, shit, you just gotta make the decision, bro. If you like, it's like, bro, you like where you at, and they pay you a certain amount of money, and they gonna increase.
So
you
never had to sit at your crib and think about a life decision and be like, like, oh,
yeah, 100%. But you said they've been doing
how they gonna 100%, feel? How the people they've been doing this gonna feel? You ain't never thought about that?
Yes, I do. But if you're saying, but bro, if it's the same situation, essentially, because if he get a longer leash, he gets to build that program too, and you get a dream, and you make more money. If that's what you looking to do, then that's what you should do. If you're gonna stay. But they've been talking about this for months. How long did this decision got for months? I just feel like
leaving something that you've established to start something brand new is not an easy decision for people.
I agree. But to me, I'm saying if the money is similar, it's not really. It's not a decision.
What I'm saying is bigger than that. That's what I think.
I'm saying, to me, if the money's similar, you stay where you at. You don't leave what you built and what you're growing and continue to grow, and a place where you've already built a legacy to start something new, like you said.
But if it's your dream, you're going to consider it. That's all I'm saying. If it's your dream, you're going to consider it. Like,
I feel you, but I don't think. Okay. So if we agree on that point, I don't think it should have taken months if they've been in discussion for months. I think that is something that don't take too long. That's 100% what I read. And Wendy said, like, what's his name? What and Woj said it too. Like, they've been in this discussion for months. It, to me.
Well, okay, but Judah, you're also not bringing your team in and telling them, hey, this is real. Like, I don't want y'all to be blindsided by nothing. Like, giving your team a full warning. If you didn't have no intentions on taking this shit, you're not saying anything to them. Or you're telling them, hey, ignore that shit. For you to have so that your team doesn't think that you're switching up on them, to admit that that's a real, bro, that gives it a sense of validity for me. That's just, I don't think that you do any of this stuff. You don't put because now your team can be considering transferring. It's all these different things that you now put on the table. You see what I'm saying? So, like, for me, I definitely think that it is a real consideration. Now, that's not me saying necessarily like one is what, like, I'm not saying that the Lakers is what he really would rather do between UConn, but it's enough for you to sit your ass down and think about it for a second, for sure. And that's just really what it is for me. I'm not saying that he's going to get the Lakers job. That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this is a real possibility for him. That's all I'm saying. I do think it's a real possibility, and I don't think that he's crazy for thinking about it, like, or pondering on it. Like,
I don't either. But if I'm just saying, because we're really arguing semantics. So, but I believe if you've been mulling over this for months, quote unquote, like, I don't know. To me, the decision not that.
I mean, and it's like I do. I still do. I'm sorry. Like, I do think it's real.
Because it's what do you want for your future at that point? And I think you just, for months, you got to mull over that for months.
But and there's no telling the intensity of these conversations.
I mean, he had his meeting supposedly Friday?
Yeah. Yesterday, so I'm saying like it's probably just now becoming like, okay, like you gotta think he was still in the middle of his season. Season just ended in March. The end of March, April actually, if I'm not mistaken. So a little over a month ago. So everything obviously now is that time. Then they fired Darvin Ham. So, like, now you got now it's action time, and now we're starting to hear all of this stuff. So, I mean, all I'm saying is it's a realistic option. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I do, and I think that anybody with common sense is going to sit there and think about it for a second. Like, it's your life.
I agree. We're gonna think about it for a second, not for months and months. And I don't.
How can you accept the job when a nigga still got a job, Judah?
Nigga, what? We talking about you
getting wasn't fired months ago.
If we talking about you getting a job months ago, nigga, that means we planned on firing him months ago. If we had this conversation about you being a Lakers coach,
a nigga ain't been fired. So wait.
I didn't say that, nigga. But if you know he's getting fired, if you're nowhere moving on, bro, that means you have total time to think about it, nigga. We're gonna have a vacancy.
So if the Lakers won the finals this year, would they have fired Darvin Ham?
Bro, what? my assumption would be no.
Exactly. The Lakers were in the playoffs. The Lakers it's not like these dudes didn't have a no sense of any possibility of this man keeping his job, Judah. Like you're trying to talk like these niggas just like what you can't commit to a job.
You thought the Lakers was winning the finals?
No, but what I'm saying is,
so you think they have an organization thought they was winning the finals,
bro? And how can you set the job? How are you going to set the Lakers job while you're still in the middle of coaching your own team?
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying I didn't say he
had
to accept it months ago. But I'm saying if y'all been talking for months, by the time it comes out to the public, you should have a decision
because talking, bringing up ideas, and an actual serious negotiation is two different things. Two totally different things.
You're right. I mean, I'm still not. Yeah, you want to be. We might have a vacancy as a Lakers coach. Yeah, just if we don't win the finals.
So why JJ Redick ain't saying
which
that?
We're not
JJ
gonna
Redick
do.
Ain't been doing that.
Which we're not gonna do. What? Why he didn't do what?
So what's the difference between JJ Redick and Bry here?
Bro, JJ is literally going through the process versus they're saying Dan Hurley has the job if he accepts it, is what they're saying. JJ had to go through the whole coaching process. He was okay, but I'm saying he had meetings and they was still interviewing like Borrego, even though I don't think that was real either. I think that was just throw some more names in the hat. But you know what I'm saying? Like when I say real, I more so mean like this is a real consideration for them. Like I don't think James Borrego was ever a real consideration for y'all as a head coach.
So okay, so if that's the case, do you think the Lakers want him? Yes or no?
So I think the Lakers won't.
Hurley.
No.
So you think the Lakers prefer JJ Redick over Hurley?
Yeah.
Okay, so then
I just think they in the business of making LeBron James happy. As long as however long he's gonna be there. I don't think they've gotten over the hump of trying to build for the future yet. In my personal opinion.
That's where we disagree at then. I don't see how they would want JJ Redick over what's the name. Because I damn sure don't believe that Pat Riley shit.
On life, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I want to see that shit too, Justin.
Say less. Say less. That's why I'm glad I bookmarked shit. Say less. But yeah, we'll move on. I'll get to y'all on that. I mean, we kind of answered it. We can go through this quickly. What do you think? So what do you kind of think makes a better coach, a former player or a former coach? Somebody that coached prior or somebody who has the experience as a player?
I still think because even like the best coaches, even they played, but it wasn't like they were the best players. I think understanding the game and being good at the game are two totally different things. Because like even for example, like just to, I hate to keep throwing this back out there, but even at Westlake, like I sat in the coaches meetings because I understood the game. Like I helped develop what we was gonna do because I understood the game. Was I better than any of them niggas? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Not even close.
I feel.
But I understood. Like I know the game. Like if you would have gave a couple of them my brain, they would have been better. You see what I'm saying? They would have been even better than what they was. So I do think that because like even let's look at Eric, like the best coach in the league right now to me is Spo. You know what I'm saying? Spo ain't playing no basketball. So right there alone kind of gives you that, okay, like nigga Spo was like the video manager or something like that, right? Like something like that.
Video coordinator.
So like I think understanding ball and playing ball are two different things, but obviously you're gonna have people that are good, like like Steve Kerr is a good coach. He played you got your coach
Jason Kidd,
but Jason Kidd caught hell. Like Jason Kidd's just now starting
the first go round he did
didn't like him in
Milwaukee, but I give you that.
Yeah. So
so to me, I think it depends. I think former players understand locker rooms. They understand the fatigue of the 82-game season. Some of them understand the postseason if they ever been there. So I think depending on the team, I think if they get a younger team, a player is better for a younger team.
But see, I didn't heard like, let's give an example. Like I didn't heard some of these dudes that were these former players go in there and lose the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Like I've heard about Chauncey Billups. There's a lot of friction with Chauncey Billups right now. You know what I mean? Like, so I just think that there's like, I do think that just because you played, because see, coaching is a leadership thing. You got to understand people. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, you might understand it because you went through it, you understand it, but that doesn't mean the next person is incapable of understanding it. You know what I mean? Like Spo, right. I'm pretty sure Spo does a good job of understanding it, although, because see, certain things you don't have to go, like, as you know, you don't have to go through everything to understand something. You know what I mean? Right. Like, just because you ain't never been shot, I bet you know you don't want to get shot though. You know what I'm saying? Like sure. you know, I'm sure you know it hurt. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't think that just because you ain't played, that don't mean that you don't understand, because too, like, you know, me and you, like, we played basketball, probably for our first 18 years of our life, at least the first 14, right? So we never got to play on the next level. So that technically means we never played, but we really played our entire childhood. You know what I mean? So you can develop a good understanding of the game, I think, through that.
No, I get what you're saying, but that's why I said I think it just kind of, a player better is more suited for a younger team to me. Guys that don't understand the 82 game season, guys that's gonna hit the wall. You know what I'm saying? They will respect you for that. They will be willing to run through a wall for you because you helped them get through their hard time because you understood it, to me. Like, and like you said, you don't have to necessarily go through it to understand it. But when you're with someone who kind of understand it, I think that's how, like, side note, I think that's how, like, relationships are built. Yeah. Like, us playing on the same team, going through the same things all the time, bro, you become family at that point. We are going through the exact same struggle together, but for the betterment of something bigger than the both of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think from that perspective, they'll kind of lean into them a little more. But I think with the more experienced teams, you need a coach that's kind of been there, kind of done things, has some experience, has some accomplishments, maybe.
Well, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. I do think that there is also a con to having old players coach young teams, because see, also some old players be stuck in their time ways. You know what I mean? And you can try to force it upon the new people, and it's like, shit don't really work. Like you trying to make this team what your team was, and this team ain't that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think you can have too much of an idea of what you think it's supposed to be, and that can make you too boom. You know what I mean? Like too concrete. I think that when you're trying to figure it out, but too, okay. Like Spo, obviously he never played, but I do think he was around enough to also understand by the time he got that position, how shit goes as well too. You know what I mean? So at the same time, if you never played, you damn sure ain't finna just land a head coaching job. So you gonna be around this experience. That's true. Yeah, that's definitely experience.
I feel you, but that's why I said
I think come down to being a people's person. Like, who knows how to get, like, it's like being a boss. You know what I mean? Like,
how to get the most out of you. That's all. That's all.
Who knows how to get the most out of you? Yeah,
putting you in the best positions that you'll succeed at and getting the most out of you in that.
Yeah,
and it's just, that's why I think former coaches, like, they don't got to be head coaches, but like assistants and all of that, I think those kind of play more into the older teams for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
because knowing too much can kind of screw you over.
Right. So I think that's where I go. And like I said earlier, the former players with the younger guys, I just feel like they kind of rally around them. But I do think it's a gap. I mean, not a gap, but it has to be like what's the word I'm looking for? It has to be a small range, like a small gap in age difference. So if your team is full of 22 to 27-year-olds, my coach needs to be like 40, not maybe 45, not 60. You feel me? I think that's
because that's the generation.
That's where you get stuck into the nigga, we used to do boxes and elbows. Wait, we don't.
You know who had that bad?
Like,
you know who had that bad? George Carl.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, they used to.
With Melo.
Everybody talking about George Carl now.
That's a perfect example.
I think it's one of them type of situations.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Moving on. We're gonna go to. We kind of answered this already. Are the Lakers checking their fan base? We definitely had.
Yeah, we pretty much got into that. Yeah.
Total different opinions on that, but we'll move on to the WNBA. I'll kind of let you take this on. But do you think so? Caitlin Clark did not make the Team USA for the WNBA. and I read something that said basically her popularity was too high, and fans are going to be upset the fact that she was sitting the bench.
Yep. Well,
so how you feel?
I think that I don't think she should have been on it. So I am cool with she's not. And that's like my favorite women's player. I don't think that she should have been on it because if you ask me, Caitlin Clark's like in 2 to 3 years, I think Caitlin Clark is going to be a 27 to 30 point per game scorer consistently, right? And because you got to think she done gave us multiple 30s already before like you said, you see her shot chart. I'm sorry. It's all threes or layups. There's nothing in between, right? And we just talked about it. The difference between the college women's basketball season and the WNBA, they don't have no time to work on, their game. Everything is pretty much okay season, especially if you make it far into the tournament. You know what I mean? So, season, draft, season. You know what I mean? Right. So I think next year is when you see her and all of them take their actual leap. You'll actually see the improvements into their game. But I don't think that she was snubbed because also when you look at that list, I mean, if we're not talking about potential, I'm talking about today, those players are better than her.
Right. Gotcha.
So that's just really what it boils down to. I don't think Olympics should be based on popularity. That's why I don't like the fact that Kyrie's not in the Olympics because that has a lot to do with popularity. Man. So it is kind of odd how like they kind of pick and show like, okay, with the NBA we're gonna do popularity, that's gonna matter, but the WNBA is not. But I don't think that she should have been on it over it. But I bet she's gonna be on the next one. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to look at these names. Who's on here?
They got a squad, dog. They got a really good team.
Brianna Stewart, Asia Wilson, Jewel Lloyd, Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, Alyssa Thomas, Sabrina Ionescu, Kalia Cooper.
And the on there too, right? Fee?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I skipped her because I didn't know how to pronounce her name.
She the top 2, top 3 MVP candidate this year. She's balling.
Really? What about where whatchamacallit from? She probably from Africa or Nigeria or something.
Who?
What's the name?
Oh, I just talking about Nneka. Yeah, I do think that. No way if she was if she was supposed to play here, there's no way she's not on that list. Yeah.
Right. That's what I was at. She gotta be from elsewhere. She cold.
Oh, she's the truth. She's the truth, bro. So yeah, I definitely don't think that she was snubbed though. I definitely won't, because snub is to say like Isaiah Thomas from that Olympic team, that's a snub. Like that's something that's pure hatred. That was just crazy. That was just crazy, bro. So I can't give her the snub, but she'll be on the next one. So it's all good.
I feel it. Well, speaking of Team USA, somebody who is on it is Asia Wilson. And as much as we talk about Caitlin Clark or have been talking about Caitlin Clark and things of that nature, it's a woman in the WNBA out there putting up some numbers, like historic numbers. She's on a rampage right now. I got a few of her last games pulled up. So is this last night she dropped 29 and 11, 3 blocks. She had, let's see, what's that? On Wednesday she had 36 and 12, 6 steals. The 31st she had 28, 9 rebounds, 4 blocks. Game before that, 29, 15, 4 blocks, 29, 15, 1 block, 21, 13, 21, 10, 13, and 30 and 13. Those are all her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, her last 7 games.
I don't know if you see my tweet when I quoted a tweet of her numbers. I was like, does she have a chance to retire to GOAT? And yes, she has a legitimate chance to retire the greatest women's basketball player ever. Because see, I do think the Aces three-peat this year, right? Mm-hmm. Wow. And I damn near don't see nobody beating them no time soon. You know what I mean? Okay. Because everybody that they have is not going anywhere. And they have put a collection of players together that really damn near shouldn't be on the same team. Yeah. Between with their guards, they got Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, and Asia. That's crazy. Yeah. Alone.
For people who don't know, Kelsey Plum led the women's college first points before Caitlin Clark broke it. So
just so they know, they know who's on that
team. Yeah, just filling people out.
Because most people don't know that.
They think she just married to a football player, but no, she's she's better at her job. She's better at her job than he is at his.
You know they're divorced.
Yeah, I know that. He's on my football team. I've seen him on the beach laying face down getting sand.
Yeah, your boy a rapper now. Your boy a rapper.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Side note, like on some real like not even being funny, bro. I hope he's okay mentally. Like, like being a former drug addict, dude, having you know what I'm saying? You did your 12 steps, you know what I'm saying? You fighting it constantly. Then to have your wife divorce you, even though I heard he cheated, and then to have the team that you're playing on want you to retire so they can get this money back because you wasn't so effective last year and or will cut you. You know what I'm saying? And now you gotta, if you wasn't considering retiring, well, if you weren't gonna retire, now you gotta be like, well, damn, should I just retire or do I look for another team? Am I on the market?
Anybody who starts making music, I automatically kind of look at them and be like, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? Because look, what was AB? What was AB first move when he went crazy? Put that shit on. Come on. So, it makes me a little nervous, bro.
That's what I said, bro. And then, like, to think, man, the New York Giants, we drafted Kadarius Toney, traded Kadarius Toney for a third rounder, which we ended up trading for Darren Waller. So essentially, we swapped the two, and they do the exact same things. They barely play and they rap. They want to be rappers more than they want to be football players.
Right.
So we got the exact same person. One's just 6'6".
Yeah. That's it.
Sorry, Asia, man. That happened. But yeah, you got some hoopers on your team, man. We trying to let everybody know.
Yeah. I really listen to our next topic though. Honestly.
Yeah, that's right into it. So with I'm gonna call them household names as individuals. You know what I'm saying? Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum, Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionesco, things of that nature. We got, Enrique. And I'm missing so many more people. Just too many to name. But with them, and then the introduction of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and what's her name, Cameron Brink, and things of that nature. Where do you think the WNBA is going, and how long do you think it'll take to get there?
I don't think the older players will ever be household names, but I think the younger ones will start to become one.
You mean like Diana Taurasi, Sue Bart?
Yeah, like if they don't know them by now, they don't know them. But I think like this younger, because you see, there's so much that women's college basketball has always been a fairly big deal, right? Mm-hmm. So now that they're able to bring these storylines from here, like you got to think when Juju gets to the league, imagine.
Oh no, that's Michael Jordan. Yeah, this is y'all can have this Larry Bird
and that draft class
shit right now.
That draft class is gonna be like Kobe Bryant them draft class that year because they're gonna have her, Hannah Hidalgo, who also was a freshman that made first team All-American this year with Juju. Mm-hmm. Like their class is gonna be ridiculous. So I do think that the younger, like Angel Reese is already a household name. Caitlin Clark is already a household name because of the drama. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think that essentially, I hate to say it, the drama's not really going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna continue. So I do think the younger ones become household names. I think Asia Wilson will become a household name. And honestly, what people don't like to admit, which is why the whole race card kind of gets on my nerves when it comes to this, Black people are easier to market in sports. Like Asia Wilson is way more entertaining than Brianna Stewart. Like just in general as a person. Even though these two girls are somewhat on the same level, maybe not this year, but just in terms of overall throughout the course of the last couple of years. If I'm not mistaken, Brianna Stewart won MVP last year. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's the female Kevin Durant.
Right. But Asia Wilson, I think that obviously just kind of like it is a Black sport. You know what I mean?
I feel that, and I definitely had a conversation with one of my homies. TJ will tell you about him. I call it Dr. Blumar. You feel me?
I know. Yeah, bro, I know Blue.
Call him Blumar. Call him Blumar. You feel me? He is the most super pro-Black person I've ever met in my life.
Right.
So, and me and him was going back and forth about this the whole time. And his whole point was, there's been women in the WNBA, Black women doing what she doing. And I'm like, hey, we don't gravitate to her because she could just hoop. It's really her style of play. People gravitate to her because her style of play. It has nothing to do with anything else.
And people try to make Caitlin Clark so much more than that. I'm like, listen, it's not a matter of. I said they're like, oh, it been 5 people there. I said you can't force things down people's throat. Like for as far as like Asia Wilson is, and as far as like Angel Reese and them is, nope. A big man who can't dunk is never going to sell out tickets. That's never going to be something that everybody wants to see. It has nothing to do with the skill level. It has to do with the entertainment of the way you play it. Because like Judah, ask anybody, would you rather go see Steph Curry play or Joel Embiid? You might really like watching Joel Embiid play. He could dunk and do all that. But Curry,
I want to watch Steph Curry shoot the ball.
That Curry show, and Embiid's not even a good example, honestly. I should have said something more.
He cold too. Like, you might actually want to see that. He cold too. You might actually want to see that.
But they can dunk and they can do all these other things. When you're talking about a big, they already like. Don't get me wrong. They have nothing to do with the talent. We're not talking about talent. I'm just talking about the entertainment factor of the play style. You know what I mean? It's like people like, oh, people. I was like, okay, but go show me somebody that's doing what she's doing. Because it's like when Steph came, wasn't nobody like you better than Jordan. No. Sure. But it's something brand new and it's entertaining to the game. Like and it's really just that simple. It's really just that simple. People try to make it so much more than what it's not. Because people try to make it a white thing. I said if that was the case, they would have did that for Breonna Stewart.
I told him the same thing. I said there's white girls in the WNBA that are cooking. I said Sabrina got to be on the NBA's All-Star game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the NBA's All-Star weekend, let me say that. She got to be there. So if it was just that, it's definitely
because see, even I ain't gonna lie, like I don't know if you've seen that whole clip when McNutt had to try to call out Stephen A about not talking about the WNBA earlier. I didn't like that. You know why I didn't like that, bro? Because if that's the case, why they not talking about soccer? Why they not talking about all this other stuff? I can tell you why. Because nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Like nobody cares. You can't force a topic down people's throat when money's on the line. Okay, let's say if I start putting WNBA on and everybody click off the channel, then what? Now my ratings drop. Like and people don't like. It's like people like she tried to throw him under the bus to me, and it's always gonna feed into that whole. And I hate to say it like this, but you know the whole, like the women thing, like overlook, blah blah blah. But everybody wants to ignore the actual truth. On First Take, they're gonna talk about what people care about.
I was gonna say that's why they talk about the Lakers every day. Like,
yeah,
that's why everybody talks about the Lakers all the time and the Cowboys and stuff like that. They're entertaining.
It's just the big team. People. I hate when people forget that and try to like. I definitely didn't like the fact that she tried to make him look like he was just like with them, right?
I don't like his response to her either, though. I don't know if you saw it on his actual show, his actual podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it, and honestly, I can see how people might not like it, but I can definitely understand how you can be offended, like by what she said.
No, I feel how you could be offended by what she said, but not also you don't have to take shots either. I feel it, but it just
to me, I thought that what she did was a shot though. Because
I don't know, because it was something that happened right before. Because I don't think it was more so like, well, Stephen A, we've been important. You could have been talking about us. It was something that happened right before that was like, yeah, well, if you wanted to, bro, you could have been talking about us because you've been had the power to do it.
I didn't see it like that. I didn't see it like that. I seen it as it was two people starting to get intense, and she tried to throw that last shot out there right before commercial break. It wasn't even time to respond. And to me, I don't like things when you try to throw stuff like that out there where people are then going to take that and run with it. You know what I mean?
I feel what you're saying, but I just didn't like his response, regardless.
It was wrong.
Regardless of how he took it, and regardless of issues, I just didn't like his response. When you are clearly the bigger person in this situation, just let it go. To me, because when you start talking about like, well, did you know who Monica McNutt was before she was on First Take?
I would have like on her too. Fuck you talking about?
It's like niggas. I mean,
who are you?
Really, yeah, we can say the same thing about everybody though. You was a nobody till somebody made you a somebody. Basically, like
don't try to make me seem like I'm the person ignoring women. It's what it's like, and that's what her comment did to me.
I feel that now. I feel what it did versus versus how it came off versus what it did was two different things to me. Like, I'm trying to have perfect conversation recall, and I mean, we can talk about it off air. I'll send you the clip, or I'll look it up myself to find it. But I just think hers was more so like, yeah, we don't talk about it, or something of the sort. And you could have if you wanted to. Like, that was the thing for me. Like, you could have if you wanted to.
But could you have?
Could you have? I mean, yeah.
You can't, like, okay, you
could.
Technically talk about
on your
whatever.
personal, I'm saying on your personal, you can do whatever. Like, I don't think, to me, that's like, and people might skip this part, but like, that's like me saying we shouldn't have threw the WNBA part in here because people gonna skip it. It's like, on your personal, you can do whatever you want.
But I think that now it's a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You can't act like it was a conversation then because it wasn't.
3 years ago, I agree. But even last year, I did a take on the WNBA when I was like by myself. So it's probably going on 2 years ago. You feel me? I did a take on the WNBA by myself. It was like WNBA wasn't that popping at the time. And I'm little, and you know what I'm saying? And I talked about it. It's just like, I think it was more so like, you don't really do it, bro. You could have did it if you really wanted to. For you to be saying up here saying like you got our back, essentially, is how you trying to put it. Like, who talk about it more than us? Basically, you got our back. Oh, you the one that you the only one that do it. But shit, if that was the case,
I do think that there's more pros for a person with a smaller platform to talk about something like the WNBA for such a target. Because then you could bring that small fan base to your fan base and obviously expand on it. But when you're talking about a show like First Take and how important their ratings are, especially then having to beat Undisputed, they're not talking about WNBA.
But I think that's what she was referring to as his personal. But she also did say a few years, and his personal ain't been up a few years. So
he hasn't. That's what I'm saying.
I feel where you're coming from. I'm not sure, but I do kind of at least see the perspective she was coming from. Let me say that. Like, I see where she was heading or tried to head at least.
I didn't like it. I think I would have taken that same thing the same way he took it. Because see, when you try to and now I can understand the response of not going onto his platform and saying who is she, da. I can understand that part. But bro, you're not. At the end of the day, I still put you in this position. You're not going to say something to me now. Everybody's like, oh, this, like, you're basically like, what you just did was put that on me. Like, I just didn't give a fuck. It's not even like that. And I think he expected you to also know this as a person that works with these business. You know that it's not that simple. I'm sure that, like, even with the NBA, we wanted them to talk about more than just the Lakers, right? They barely talked about Shea until the very end of the season. It's a problem for everything. It's a problem for everything. Stop acting like people gave a damn. People didn't. And I agree. It really is. It really is. Like, and so that's why. But I do agree with you. You don't go like you are the bigger person. And honestly, women say sly shit all the time.
All the time. And if she went low, you don't got to go to hell, bro. It's over.
But I'll go to hell though.
To me, it felt like he was defending himself versus her versus just defending himself. So I think when him talking about it is defending himself, but I feel like you're not defending yourself versus the masses. You was defending yourself against her. That's why you made it personal against her. He could have clearly been like stated all of the things.
I'm taking stuff personal too. If I've given you a platform and you try to set me up for the live like that, I'm taking that personal. I definitely am.
I don't know. I don't think her intent was that though either. That's why.
Oh no, yeah, it was. And to me, when you get to talking like that and the way those two go back and forth, I can tell when you say something. She knew that was going to be the thing that stung. She knew that. No way. Didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't think she thought it was going to take off the way it took off. Like, I don't think she said it for. I don't think she said it for like clickbait purposes. Is what I'm saying. Like, she
said it because she was heated in the moment.
She said it because she was mad, right? But you went home and you got through your whole day. You was still mad. You was still that mad. Like,
you might get over shit like that.
Because honestly, we're not that old to even be like, oh, we knew who Stephen A. was forever. Like, we didn't. To be honest, we know who you was.
I know about him ever since I was Sports Center.
Yeah, but and then shit, what was you? I'm talking about old enough to comprehend though. Because if that was in 2004, 2005, and it's like, well, you don't know the fuck that is for real. Because you're not even comprehending.
Because we so young.
You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying it's the same way we can do that is what I'm saying is is, of course, people can do that for Monica, but I'm saying we can do the same thing to you, is what I'm saying, as Stephen A. Like, everybody doesn't know you just forever. You ain't been the most popular nigga forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't come out and we knew who you was. It took a Skip Bayless cosign, which it takes from a lot of people.
Well, that took it for SportsCenter, but he was still one of the biggest journalists in America. Sports
right. You was a big journalist in Philly and the Inquirer and whatnot, but it's also like Monica also probably was doing stuff like that.
Yeah, but that ain't. We can't understate how big of a feat that was at the time of no social media. Like, journalism then was a whole different ball game from journalism now.
I feel that, but I'm just saying somebody helped you get to where you are, so don't make it seem like, you know what I'm saying, you
my thing is,
that's why I didn't like it. That's why I didn't like it to me.
I don't like when somebody say something to me and they're like, oh, well, you don't need to make it seem like this. I'm like, well, she just made it seem like that. So why am I the person in response have to be the person that has to take the higher role?
You also didn't have to respond.
Like that. You said what?
You didn't have to respond. It was already over. My thing is, bro, I'm just saying, you went home a few hours later, you stewed it up, you stirred on it, or you didn't go home, you went to whatever studio you shot that in. You
acted like it didn't go viral. It was all over the internet immediately.
I agree with what you're saying, but sometimes you ain't got to.
Yeah, but I think
that was one of those situations where you ain't got to.
I ain't never been the person that the whole world on their head. I've never been that person. So I think it's a lot easier to go home and not say shit when you're the number one trending topic, because it's making you, now everybody like, ooh, she just cooked Stephen A. stupid ass.
And that's what I mean. Defend yourself. And he was defending himself versus her versus defending himself against the masses, because the masses started to be like, I don't think it was more on the, oh, she cooked him. It was more on the, oh, she's right. You don't talk about the WNBA. You don't right?
I didn't see she was right. All I saw was she cooked. She cooked.
But they saying she right. That's essentially what they're saying, is that she right.
But what I'm saying is,
you don't talk about it, not like they cooked her and you should feel embarrassed.
Judah, if you call me a bitch, right? I'm not going on my platform and explaining how I'm not a bitch. I'm finna go on my platform and call you a bitch. That's what I'm finna do. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, it's like, I don't like when people tell the next person how to respond when the first person was wrong as well.
I agree. You can't tell somebody how to feel, or you can't tell somebody how to react. I understand that. Like, I just personally, I probably would let it go.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool.
You got it, especially if you're gonna have her on. You had her on the show the next day, I think. Like, don't even worry about it. It's a work relationship. If it was personal to me, now all things personal is over. But now it's just a work relationship, strictly just a work relationship. You know what I'm saying?
But like, and the thing is, it's like, I gave you this platform, though. Like that's one thing I feel like we're kind of forgetting. Like, I gave you this platform, and that's how you just try to play it. Like, I do think you owe somebody the extra sense of respect when they're are we forgetting that she owes a sense of respect too?
Respect. I don't think she said disrespectful though.
She knew you know what that type of sin is. You know, like, when you're working them type of jobs, you have a duty to understand the media, right? You have a duty to understand how they're going to take stuff and run with it. You can't complain about how the media takes stuff and run with Clayton Clark, and then go and do the same shit and say, but you know what I meant. Like, no, you know what that comment was going to do. You know what that was going to bring about. And like I said, I've never had the whole world on my head, so I know me. You know me, Judah. You know me long enough to know I'm going to respond to whoever the fuck say something to me. You know that. Mm-hmm. I know that you've always been a much more mellow guy. Even like my dog Chuck, he's so mellow. Like, y'all are much more mellow people, like able to turn the cheek, able to kind of just be like,
some shit don't matter. If I know I'm bigger than you, I know I make you money, bitch, and I put you on this platform, bro. It is what it is. Because the same, even like on that, if I want to go to hell with something like that, for me, it's like, hey, shit, you don't get no more episodes. You know what I'm saying? You get episodes every so seldom. You come back when we talk about the WNBA once a week because you so passionate about it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But I think that people would have found a bigger. Look. She said somebody said something to Stephen A. and he take him off the show. Like, so I just think that it's a lose-lose situation. If you in that case of if you respond, they were gonna find a problem with any type of response. So that's
why I said you don't respond though, but because you literally are the bigger person.
Like, see, my thing is like with me, and like. I work like I work within the community, right? So I do a lot for people, like even with kids, like the kids that I've gone out my way to help, like in school, keep them out of trouble. When they do certain shit, I look at them like, bro, like for real? Like, or they try me, I'm like, bro, like for real, like after all I done did for you, you know what I'm saying? And I start listening. The only difference was Stephen A went and listed shit on the goddamn platform. You know what I'm saying? But I do the same thing. Like I'm just taking the principle of it. That's all. But like I understand. Like I understand how you feel like you should be the bigger man and how. Like I get it. I trust.
Just in certain situations, it's like you giving a homeless person $5 and they being like, "Well, this ain't enough." You're like, "All right, well, bitch, give me my money back, you broke ass hoe. You ain't got it." You know what I'm saying? Like that's OD. When it's like, bro, you know you live better than them. You know this $5 don't mean nothing to you because you was willing to give it away. So it's just like, bro, it's over.
But Judah, I agree. The only difference is I agree. I do agree with that sentiment. I just say I do think like even with just the word, like even it gets to NBA players, like the media, like the world, what the world has to say does like I just feel like we're human.
It does hold weight, but I also feel like when you, especially somebody that works in media, you've been on that side plenty of times. You've been on that side plenty of times, and you've been on the opposite side plenty of times.
Everybody got their days, and everybody got their triggers. I see, like for one thing I don't like that people do to me, so it might have triggered him. Don't make me seem like I was less than what I was to try to prove your point. You know what I'm saying? Or
like I didn't give my best effort.
I don't think that that's fair because, like, as I'm sure Stephen A. knows, like, and I know that she knows, it's more to these topics than just what I want to bring about. You know what I mean? Like, it has to make sense from a business perspective. So don't set me up to make it seem like, oh, like you was part of the problem. You ain't give a fuck about WNBA neither. When it's like, that's why I think part of it was like, wow, like you know how this goes. Like that sounds more of a comment like from a person like me. I mean, even though we kind of understand it too, but like just regular people like us, like that sounds like more of a regular people comment rather than somebody that's been in the business that understands. Because like you said, they talk about the Lakers every day. I'm sure they want to talk about something else. I'm sure she wants to talk about something else.
Right.
But
that production meeting at 7 a.m. don't say that. I feel you. No, I 100% feel you. And also, I don't know how long she's been in the game. So it could definitely be like she did make a mistake. Maybe she didn't think, you know what I'm saying? Because people get into fiery debates all the time. And her saying what she said probably didn't, you know. And maybe she will publicly apologize. It's still, I don't think it's too late.
I don't even think it publicly. I don't care about publicly, but I do think if she would off air would have said something like, "Hey, like I didn't mean to say it like that," or something like that. I don't think that the latter Stephen A. podcast would have happened. You see what I'm saying? Because I've heard Stephen A.'s reactions to apologies from situations, and he seems like acceptive of apologies and like making amends. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't think that I don't think he would have been above an apology, but I think that she stood on it. And honestly, I only talk to black women.
Oh, 100%.
So I know it ain't too much apologizing going on.
Oh no. Not at all.
Not at all. So it's just kind of what it is.
But I mean, if you feel your job on the line, you might. So I don't know, but I don't think she did. I agree. I don't think she did at all.
Yeah, no.
But I don't know. That's rough. I can feel where both of them coming from. Because like you said, you can't tell somebody how to respond or react. So I do feel you on that.
I mean, you're right though. I get, like when you say you just feel like you should be the bigger person. Trust, I do. Get
when you already are though, like it's not like one of them situations where it's like, oh, I've been taking this. It's like, oh, you know how this goes. You know how the game goes.
What's an ant to a lion?
Man, that's what I'm saying.
But I feel like that's kind of more so the I'm better than you approach. And I think if you keep yourself on the mindset that everybody's saying, that's how you get offended. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's kind of just pros and cons to each mindset. Like you're right. Like I do think you're right. Like the smart thing to do would have not said nothing at all.
Don't say nothing.
I'm saying I would have did the same shit.
I feel you. You just essentially arguing with a black woman in a time where being black and being a woman in general are just sensitive things. So you got to know better.
To put another thing out there that I just kind of want to say, I hate when people do this. And I get it. So it creates a weird conversation, right? Because see, when people say we had that conversation, because she said, I remember Monica said on one part, well, welcome to being a black woman in America, Stephen A. And it's almost like, and that's what Shannon said, what about being a black man? Because see, they try to make it seem like both are hard as fuck and both don't have all these pros and cons. Like they try to make it almost seem like, oh no, like they almost put you in that white category when it's come to just them, right? Like it's like, well, welcome to, and I do think, and it's no way to really have that conversation without sounding insensitive to the other side. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes it seem like, I'm not saying that y'all got it easy. I know y'all don't, but don't sit here and say like, welcome to being a black woman, as if I'm not a black man that does not go through a lot of the same similar things that you go through.
He's a black man in media. Like you are the face of a white Disney-owned corporation
who's created an all-black, pretty much sports show.
Yeah, who essentially created all black. Yeah, so I feel what you're saying. I forgot about that part. I did forget about that part.
You see, so I think that's why I say all of that. That's why I say I think all of that come into that. Like I think all of that came into that response. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, well, are you trying to say that I don't understand? You know, and I do think that can offend people. Or I would have been offended at least.
I feel that. Again, to me, even think about it, they go right back into defending myself versus defending myself versus her. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like defending myself, I could definitely make blatant statements and I can bring it up. Like, oh, she said how hard it must be to be a black woman in America. Well, let me tell you about the plight of a black man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could definitely go into that.
But see, then they gonna try to make you say, oh, look, he's trying to make it like you, but you know you can't win. Like, you know, like it's gonna be like, oh, look, he's trying to act like it's harder being one. And that's why I think that the statement period is so dumb, because both are just hard as fuck. Like, and that's just really both. Like, let's just say if we're 99% behind the line, they 99.3% behind the line. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yes, like, but it's like, bro, we're all at the fucking bottom of this shit. Like, what do you mean? Like, welcome, like, what? Like, that would have pissed me off. I can't lie. Like, welcome to being a black woman's DNA. Like,
I probably would just laugh.
Especially you know how much Stephen A. talk about his sisters and his mom. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, like, are you really trying to act like, bro, like, basically, like, everybody I care about the most are black women. Like, everything that they've gone through, like, it ain't like he had this upbringing that was rich or nothing like that. Like, he went through a lot with black women. So to try to sit there and kind of be like, trying to like belittle like my understanding to make me seem like one of these men that don't care about, you know what I'm saying, black women, or don't try to understand, that's offensive.
I 100% feel where you're coming from. This lasted way, way, way longer than it was supposed to.
It did.
But you know, my favorite.
You know, that's my favorite part.
The ding?
Do it one more time. Do it one more time.
Man, it gotta be the ding. Man, I gotta start doing that at the beginning and at the end.
I was just about to say that, and I feel like I feel like we had a good episode, boy. We had some good intense back.
Oh yeah, they finally got to see how we really argue.
Yeah. Because look, cause we were getting to it with that UConn one.
Man, yeah. I just look, let's move on. I didn't even want to move on, nigga. We moved on to the next thing, bro.
Hey, Jordan. I'm gonna cut your ass.
I was all right, bro. Who the fuck the Lakers next coach, bro? You got me thrown, bro. I don't even know what I'm doing right now.
That was a good one, though, bro. That was a good one, bro. It was really the last topic, which is cool, because I feel like we got through everything else pretty fast. The last one, we just kind of talked about the WNBA.
100%. All right, y'all go like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate y'all for tapping in.
Yes, sir.
Another day, another dollar. Unofficially retired. Y'all go be great.